Welcome everyone to Workshop Wednesday. This is an opportunity for us to go deep on a particular subject and to learn about it, but then most importantly, to implement it in your business and get it done and working for you and producing results. So this particular training, you actually got a little bit of an entree to it at the last Business Blueprint conference where we heard from Quan Nguyen, and he spoke about a couple of bits of technology around the subject of helping you to get lots and lots of Google and Facebook or Trustpilot, whatever you want to use, reviews. Now, many companies now are living and dying by their reviews. It's one of the things that many people look at before they buy a product or service, before they go to a restaurant, is they will check out the reviews. And these are so important now. And in fact, what you'll probably find is when people are searching for your business, one of the things that they're oftentimes searching for is not just Business Blueprint, but Business Blueprint reviews. So people care a lot about reviews these days, and they look for what we call signaling or social proof. So it doesn't matter what you say about your product or service. What you say about your product or service is really irrelevant. Of course, you're going to say good things because it's your product or service. The true measure to another person now is what do other people say about your product or service. And so that's why this is super important. And we've got someone who has learned about this and become an expert now helping other people to get lots and lots of reviews. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the core principles of what to do. There's a number of different stages or parts to this, and Quan's going to go through it all step by step. And then later on, we'll introduce you to a piece of technology which can actually do a lot of the work for you and also help you to present your testimonials in a really beautiful way across your website. As well. So I love Quan's style. He's always full of great content, tells you everything you need to know, and he's just going to always deliver great value. So thank you, Quan, again for joining us. In fact, let's give him a big round of applause to say a big welcome right now. Big round of applause for Quan. All right, brother. I know you're out there. So if you could please unmute your microphone and let's go. I'm really keen to be a student and learn about this very important subject. It is how to create a system to get 20 to 30 5-star Google reviews or Facebook reviews every single month. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let's go. Go for it.
Cool. Thanks for the introduction, Dale. Can everybody see my screen? I just want to make sure that we're on the right page. Beautiful. Okay, so guys, I'm so excited to be able to present this masterclass for you on how to generate 20 to 30 Google reviews every single month on autopilot and attract more customers that are ready to buy. So let's jump straight into it. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, guys. There are literally hundreds of new customers who are searching for your business right now. Now, in marketing, we call these people buyers in heat. Now, let me explain by asking you a very simple question. Have you ever Googled a plumber for fun? In fact, have you ever Googled any business for fun? Okay, whether it be a florist or a butcher or an accountant, an electrician, a computer repair person, a business coach, photographer. The answer probably is no, right? And that's because people don't search businesses on Google for fun, right? People search businesses on Google because they're ready to take action, right? They're ready to buy or they're getting ready to buy. Okay, so they have a need, they have a desire, they have a problem, and they're looking for a solution on Google. Okay, and that's why we call these people buyers in heat. Now, the question though is, are they going to choose you and are they going to choose your business, or are they going to go to that competitor down the road, or in terms of Google, are they just going to click on that competitor just one click away? Now, basically, guys, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You can go to any keyword search tool and put in the keyword for your business, right? And you will see hundreds of people searching for your business right now. Okay, so this is just one example, keyword pharmacy Brisbane, and you can see there's literally thousands of people searching this keyword, right? Brisbane pharmacy, compounding pharmacy, Terry White, chemist warehouse, literally thousands of people searching those keywords, and you can see how much these businesses are paying per click, right, to get these customers in the door. Now I'm going to show you basically focusing on review marketing or social proof marketing. Okay, by basically getting heaps and heaps of reviews, you can actually get all of these clicks for free. Okay, so imagine getting literally dozens, if not hundreds of these clicks for free. And I'm also going to show you, by being the most reviewed and most trusted business on Google, how to actually ethically steal all of these clicks from your competitors. So even if house, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the business that they're going to choose, or that's the website that they're going to click on. If you are the most reviewed and most trusted, you will actually get that click. Have a look at florist, guys. Have a look at how many people are searching the term florist on Google, okay? Literally thousands and thousands of people searching for florists in Brisbane, right? And again, $3, $4 a click. I'm going to show you exactly how to get hundreds of these clicks to your website through Google review marketing. Now, mortgage broker, last example, right? These guys are paying $20 to $30 per click on Google to get a hit to their website. That's not an inquiry. That's not a phone call. That's one click to their website. And again, if you can position your business to be the most reviewed, most trusted, okay, you will get all of these inquiries for free. Now, about what's happened in the last few years with the two tech giants, Google and Amazon. Okay, so over the last couple of years, Google and Amazon have actually conditioned your customers to make their purchase decision based on one thing. Anyone guess what that one thing is? Reviews, right? Reviews and testimonials. Now, let me prove it to you. Right here, you see two products exactly the same. They're pretty much identical, maybe different color, right? They're pretty much identical in pricing, okay? So if you look up this product on Amazon, they're right next to each other. Who do you think is getting the purchase and who do you think is getting the business? The business, or the guy that has 3 stars, okay? Have a look at this. He's got 3 stars and only 2 reviews. Or this guy here that has 4.5 stars, but he's got 849 reviews and testimonials on Amazon. It's a no-brainer, right? You're going to pick this product every single time, right? Now, have a think about this, guys. If you and I are doing this over a $5, $6 product, what do you think your customers are doing on Google when they're looking at your products or your services, which could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, okay? They're measuring you against your competition, and what their measuring stick is the amount of reviews that you've got. Now, the other thing I will talk about as well is on Amazon, it's almost impossible for this little guy to then catch up to this big guy, okay? It's almost impossible because of how people shop on Amazon. But the good news is with Google, okay, you can actually catch up to the top dog or the most reviewed business and overtake them pretty quickly if you've got the right strategy. So I want to show you what happens on Google now, okay? So these two businesses, I typed in motorcycle mechanic, right? I love riding motorcycles. And these two businesses on the top here, they're both motorcycle mechanics and they're both literally 3 minutes apart from each other, okay? They're one suburb away, it's 3-minute drive. Who do you think gets the inquiry through Google? Is it this guy here that has a 2.3 star rating with only 18 reviews? Or am I going to call this guy here who has 4.9 with 45 Google reviews? Who's going to get that phone call? Who's going to get that click to their website? Who's going to get that inquiry? Who's going to get that business, right? I can tell you honestly, this guy on Google is getting no traffic through Google, okay? This is the guy that gets all the business in that area. Now, have a look at fish and chips, right? Another example. If I were to go out for fish and chips tonight, okay, and I wanted to see what, fish and chip shops were out there, who's going to get my business? Is it this person here that's only got 3.6 stars with a 31 reviews? Or is it Fish Chicken? They've got 535 Google reviews. Again, they're minutes apart in terms of driving distance, but this is the guy that gets all of the inquiries and all of the reviews. So this is how your customers are making their choice, right? Whether they're going to choose your business or not. So the good news is, unlike Amazon, even if you're this little guy here that is really behind, okay, by implementing this strategy that I'm going to show you today, you can actually become the most reviewed and the most trusted. So you can then become the leader, okay? Now, we live in a digital age, right? And basically we live in an age where, you know, a couple of really bad reviews, okay, is more than enough for you to lose the customer for life, okay, and really lose any sort of new inquiries, okay, and really affect your business. And so, you know, even if you're in like an e-commerce type business, okay, you could have a few 5-star reviews, but having 1 or 2 negative ones is still enough to lose the business, okay, and to lose that inquiry. Now, I'm going to show you 2 strategies today, guys, that we use for our clients and for ourselves to basically do 2 things. One is we have a strategy where these negative reviews never even make it on these platforms, okay? So it's legally review gating, okay? There's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it. I'm going to show you how to do that. But then the other way is literally just to get so many reviews that we just bury all the negative ones and they become irrelevant, okay? So I'll show you how to do that. Now, guys, what I want to do is I want to take you through the buyer journey, and I want to take you and walk you through how your customers are basically using Google to find your business and the process that is going through their mind as to how they're making that buying decision. So here you see on the left-hand side, I've typed in plumbers Brisbane, right? Now, when you type in plumbers Brisbane, florist, whatever keyword search, what Google shows you up the top are the Google AdWords, okay? Now, these guys are obviously paying 10, 15 bucks a click to be up there. But then the next thing that Google shows you is what we call map pack, okay? Now, they're really pushing this. Google is really wanting to become the local business search go-to experts, right? Where you don't need to even get off Google to find local businesses and, you know, get the job done. So this is what we call the Google Map Pack, right? Now, if you're a local business, okay, and you can get into this local map pack, right? The top 3 of the Google Map Pack. It's literally like running a 4-figure marketing campaign. You'll get so much traffic and so many inquiries. But what happens most of the time is your customers then click this view all button down the bottom. Okay, so if they don't like the top 3 that they look at, they'll click the view all. And once they do, okay, this Google Map search pops up, okay, on the right-hand side here. And then Google will show you all the businesses, okay, related to the search term that you've just put in, okay? Now, how your customers are making the decision, okay, from this point on is really only 2 things, okay? What do you think the first thing is? Google reviews, right? What sticks out here? It's all of the reviews, but more specifically, it's not just the orange stars that catches the eye. What people are looking at is the average rating and then the total number of reviews you've got. So that's the number factor in them making a decision on who they're going to call. The number 2 factor is proximity. Okay, now proximity does not matter if you are a mobile business like a plumber. Okay, so if you're a business where you're actually going to the customer's house, okay, then proximity doesn't even come into play. Your customers don't care if you have to travel 15 minutes or half an hour to their house, right? They don't care about proximity. Proximity only matters if you're a local business and you need your customer to travel to you, okay? But really the number 1 biggest factor is the reviews. Now, let's have a look at this. There's a couple of things that's really important here. See Liquid Solutions right up the top, okay? So these guys are running Google Ads. You can see on the left, Liquid Solutions, they're running Google Ads. Do you think they're getting any traffic from running this ad? The answer is no, guys, okay? Because right underneath, you've got this other guy here that's got a 4.6 star rating, but he's got 280 3 reviews, okay? Plumbers, Brisbane Plumbing and Drainage, this guy here, right? So when you're looking through and your eyes are scrolling through, what people are looking at is the number of reviews and average, right? So this guy here, I'll tell you who's getting the most inquiries on this page, right? Conrad Martin's Plumbing, he's got 235 reviews with 4.8 stars. And Brisbane Plumbing and Drainage, they've got 283, right? Those two are of the phone calls, okay? Now, some of these other guys will get phone calls as well, but I can tell you this guy, he's running an ad, right? And if you're doing this, focus not on just running the ad, but focus on getting lots and lots of reviews, because there's no point running an ad, okay, if you're literally getting buried by your competitors and their reviews and their testimonials. Now, the other thing I want to talk about here is, see how some businesses have the website icon, but they don't have the directions icon. Okay, so if you're a local business and you need people to travel to you, make sure you optimize your Google My Business profile so that Google shows you the directions button. Okay, because what I want to do is I want to be able to click one click, and I want to know how to get to your business, right? So make sure that you optimize your Google My Business profile, really important. Now, I don't have time to talk about how to do this, but this is quite new to Google, right? It's called Google Review Snippets. So what Google Review Snippets are is this, see the 5 stars? So I've typed in the word kitchen remodeling. Okay, so this is what your customers are typing into Google. And then Google is showing them all of the businesses under that search term. But see this guy here, he's the only one that has these 5 stars underneath his Google listing, right? And you can see he's got 5 stars and he's got 65 reviews. What this does is it really shows your customers that social proof aspect, okay, that they want to see. And by having this Google review snippet on your listing, it can increase your click-through rate by up to 35% over your competitors that don't have it, right? Now, I won't show you how to do this, but it's really important if you can get this, that you do, okay? It'll give you a massive advantage. Now, I'm going to talk about some stats, guys, and then I'm going to go straight into the strategy side, okay? So the reason why I want to show you these stats is because I really want to emphasize how important getting more reviews and more testimonials is to your business. Because once you understand, the science and the statistics behind this, you will then start to prioritize this. And honestly, guys, I don't know of any other strategy in 2022 that's going to move the needle for your business more than testimonial marketing and getting a ton of Google reviews. Okay, it's all just heaps of inquiries and free traffic. So in saying that, let's get into the statistics. So 97% of your customers read an average of 10 reviews before making a decision about the business. Okay, we live in an information age. You and I, we all do this, right? We know we do this. We basically made up our minds before we even make the inquiry now, because we're doing so much research before we even make that first phone call, right? And so 97% of your customers are reading these, an average of 10 of your reviews before, deciding. And this is what's going to make or break your business, right? This is what's going to, the difference between you getting that inquiry and your competitor, which is just one click away on Google, okay? Now, the second stat, 91% of consumers trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation from a friend or a family member, okay? So the effect that these online reviews and testimonials has on your potential customers, it's literally like their best friend or a trusted family member saying, hey, you should use this business, okay? That's the effect that these reviews have. Now, 85% of consumers think that reviews older than 3 months are not relevant, okay? So if you don't have reviews and testimonials from a day ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right, you may as well not have any reviews at all, okay? Because people want to see, what that customer experience was like, this week or last week. If they see something from 6 months ago, they're like, well, the business could have changed, the management, they don't look at it as actually a relevant testimonial. Now, 87% of consumers won't use a business with a 1 to 3 star rating, okay? You won't get the click, right? So unless your business and your average rating starts with a 4 or a 5, you are losing 87% of the traffic that's coming through Google and online. Now, even a small increase, right, an incremental increase in your average rating, right, can increase conversions by 25%, meaning the higher your average rating becomes, the more clicks you actually get, okay? And then the last one is 6% of consumers that are asked to leave a review ends up writing one, okay? So if 6 out of 10 of your customers are not leaving you a review or a testimonial, then your review strategy is broken, okay? You need to be aiming for 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 of my customers, you know, to leave you a testimonial or a review, okay? Now, guys, do you have any questions? If you have some questions, Dale, I'm not keeping an eye out on the questions box. So if any relevant questions come through, just send them through and I'll answer them as I go.
Beautiful. Just first of all, love these stats. It's getting me pumped up and making me realize just how important this is. And I'm just so glad that we're here and about to go into exactly how to do this. Quick question from Eric. He says, how come some businesses have more reviews but are lower down the Google ranking?
Yeah,
Do you want to give a quick
really
answer to that
good
one?
question. I'm going to cover that probably in the next slide, maybe. No, couple more slides. I'll cover that one. Anything else?
No, I think that's it for now. We're just absorbing everything. I'm sure there'll be more questions in the the next section.
Brilliant.
So
okay, so I want to talk about the local business phenomenon. So guys, if you are a local business on Google, okay, this is going to be really interesting for you. So for a local business customer, okay, 40% of local business or with a local business, even if there are cheaper options elsewhere, right? So the local butcher and the butcher at the supermarket is a really good example of that, right? That's why local butchers still exist, okay? 60% of customers will tell their friends and brag on you about their local business, okay? People love talking about their local businesses, right? And how good Julie is, you know, down the road that cuts my hair and all of that, right? So 60% of your customers actually become like this, you know, product evangelist, okay? Or a business evangelist for your business. And then a local business customer will spend 10 times more than somebody that is not a local business customer, okay? Now, how do we get more of these types of customers if you're a local business, okay? It's all about the reviews, okay? So again, I can't emphasize how important that is. Now, to answer that question before about, I've got lots more reviews, but how come I'm not ranking as high? There's a lot of stuff that comes into it, okay? So these are really the latest stats. Google hasn't really released any more stats since 2018, right? But basically, I don't have time to get into everything, but it's literally personalization. So things like actual history keywords, behavioral signals, okay? How much click-through rate you're getting, how many people are clicking through to a phone call, okay? Social signals, review signals, link signals. This is a big one, okay? Proximity. It could actually be because of proximity. It could be the category that you've listed your Google My Business under. It could be a keyword in a business title or keywords in the reviews or keywords in your website. Okay, it could be a lot of those things. On-page signals, citations, they're all really important. But what I really want to highlight, guys, is that your review signals, okay, so the amount of reviews you've got, review quantity, review velocity, review diversity, okay, makes up for 15%. Right? So it's a big chunk of how Google ranks you and how high they rank you on these local searches, okay? Now, have you ever looked at a business, okay, and you go, flipping heck, they've got like 1,100 reviews. They've got 1,500 reviews. Have you ever looked at a business and thought, how did they get so many reviews, okay? And in fact, you can actually get a lot of reviews very quickly if you implement some of these strategies that I'm going to. But how did these businesses do it? Like, how did Dale, right, from Business Blueprint, how did he get 563 5-star Google reviews, right? How did these guys, and remember what I showed you before about mortgage broking, right? $20, $30 a click. These guys in Brisbane, when you type in mortgage broking, everyone else has got like 150, a few 30, whatever. These guys got 1,150. They're getting all of the traffic from Google, right? Big box cars. How do these businesses do it? it wasn't by luck. I can tell you it wasn't by accident, and it surely wasn't by sticking a, reviewers on Google sticker on a shop window. Okay, it was none of those things. I'll tell you exactly how they do it. And it takes three things, guys. It takes strategy, okay? It takes software, and it takes a system, right? So as you know, Dale's massive on systems. So when I talk about those three things, so strategy is all about, there's three aspects to strategy when it comes to review marketing and testimonial generation, right? There's the collection strategy, there is the acquisition strategy, and then there is the display and marketing strategy. Okay, those are the three things that you need to get right. So the collection strategy is all about removing all of the friction and making it as easy as possible for your customers to actually leave you a review or a testimonial. Okay, so I'll talk about that. The acquisition strategy is understanding the buyer journey in your business and understanding when to ask for the review, but also understanding, okay, how can I collect more reviews passively, as well as implementing like an active strategy for acquiring reviews, okay, from previous customers and also from new customers. And then obviously systemization is once you've got the strategies in place and you've got the software, right, then you just systemize it all so that it happens without you thinking about it. It's all autopilot stuff, guys, okay? So I'm gonna show you that. Now, if there was a secret sauce to getting hundreds of reviews, okay, this would be it. So basically how you get lots and lots and lots of reviews is by creating as many review request opportunities and as many campaigns as possible. Okay, so let me give you an example. If you were McDonald's and you hired me to do your testimonial generation and your review marketing and your reputation management, the first thing that I would do if you were McDonald's is I'd create 4 different types of reviews. I'd actually create lots more than that, but I'd create 4. I'd create one for your business location, which is up here. Okay, so how would you rate, Circular Quay, Sydney? I would create one for a product that you've got. Okay, so how would you rate our new vegan burger? Okay, and then I would also create one for any services that you provide. So how would you rate our new self-service kiosks? Okay, so whenever somebody used one of these kiosks, I'd actually send them a request. And then the other thing that I would do is I would actually create one for a person, a consultant, or a team member. Okay, so these are the 4 main types of review campaigns and review request forms and landing pages that you can create. Okay, now I'm going to show you some real life examples just out of my own business, right? So recently I did a roundtable session on Google reviews at the last Business Blueprints conference, right? So what I've done is I've created a form that says, hey, how would you rate my roundtable session on Google reviews, right? Now I'm going to talk about language in a second, but basically what you want to do is for every little thing that you do in your business where you see an opportunity to actually get a testimonial or a review, you want to be able to create these types of review requests, right? Now, have a look at what I've written here. 1, 2, and 3, okay? What motivated you to attend my session? What was the most impactful, exciting thing that you learned? And what was your greatest takeaway, right? And the reason why I put that is I'm actually giving you some hints and some clues as to what sort of testimonial I want, right? So whenever I'm asking for a testimonial, I actually want 3 testimonials in one, right? I want 3 reviews in one, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So our review request forms, you can obviously go for stars or you can go for the smiley faces, right? Now, I'll give you another example, okay? I get people all the time on LinkedIn saying, hey, I see you're a LinkedIn expert, right? Can you give me some tips? And I might just do like a 5-minute screen share video on their profile. And I might just say, hey, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. And I might just give them like a 5-minute video on, how to improve their LinkedIn profile. These are total strangers, by the way, right? Now, after I give them that video, I actually send them this review request form. And I say, hey, how would you, because I've just helped them. I've just given them value, right? I've just actually, give them something that really helped move their business, right? So I say, hey, how would you rate my knowledge of LinkedIn? Okay. And that's the front end, right? So I'm not asking for a review. I'm just saying, how would you rate, my service? How would you rate my knowledge? How would you rate this product? Whatever, right? I'll show you the back end of this in a moment. And then if I like build a chatbot, or if I do a chatbot inquiry or a chatbot consultation, right, I'll send a testimonial, a review request form like this, right? A feedback form like this. You know, how do you like your new chatbot? Okay. What do you think about chatbots? Whatever that might be. And then asking these types of questions. What needs did you have when you came to me, right? How did we provide a solution? What's the outlook now? How have things improved or changed? By putting these little search, these keywords in, I'll show you what happens, right? You get these really robust reviews with all of your keywords inside. So I'll give you some more examples and then I'll move on. So this is one of our clients. They own pharmacies and they own doctor clinics in Brisbane, right? So see what I've written here. How would you rate our shop, products and service? So I'm actually saying, rate me on 3 things here.
Trying to do something sort of that represents all of net zero. Would you use all?
Yeah, mute. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you ask for 3 things, guys, okay, because then you end up getting 3 testimonials in the one, right? You know, and then you can say stuff like, hey, how would you rate our and customer service, right? And again, what you end up with is a testimonial that mentions those 3 things, right? They'll talk about, hey, the facility is amazing, the doctor, this particular doctor is great, and the customer service at the counter is amazing, right? So you get these really robust reviews. Now, what you can do and what we've done with Healthy World is, and this is where strategy comes into it, right? We looked at their business and we thought, okay, how do we collect reviews like passively? And so, you know, when you go into a pharmacy, right, you've got this thing called a waiting room where you order your medicine and then you have to sit there and wait while the doctor or the pharmacy prepares, right? So we created these little posters that have all the pharmacy faces, so pharmacist faces. And then it's just got a QR code that says, hey, how would you rate your favorite pharmacist, right? So they're just sitting there in the waiting room. They've got nothing to do anyway. So it's so easy for them just to go, oh, you know, I love to rate, you know, people love to rate other people, right? So that's another hint I want to give you is don't just have your logo, okay? People don't really want to review logos, right? But they love to review people, okay? So again, create as many forms as possible. So I'll show you exactly how these forms work, okay, in these landing pages. So the front end is how would you rate this this session, this product, okay, this service. Now, notice the languaging that I'm using here, guys, okay? I see so many review request forms that are done poorly, okay? And it says something like, you know, can you give me a review? Okay, never ever say, can you give me a review? Because it sounds like work, right? It sounds like you're actually taking from them, right? If you say, how would you rate me? People love to share feedback. People love to rate things, right? So use the language that says, hey, how would you rate me, right? How was your experience, right? Make it about them and not about you, okay? And again, you know, the 3 things, you want to ask for 3 things. And then what happens is if they give you a 4 or a 5, okay, 4 or 5-star rating, then it takes them to this next part of the form, which is then when we ask for the actual review on Google, Facebook, or Trustpilot, or one of the other platforms, okay? And again, see the languaging that I've used here, okay? Thank you so much. If you feel like I've helped, then you're mean the world to me. This positions your prospects to go, okay, did he help me? And then it makes them feel obligated, right? It's like, hey, well, you really did help me. Right? I feel like you did help me. And so, yeah, I'm more than happy to give you a testimonial, right? And this is why you need software, guys, because you can't do this stuff without it, right? Now, what's really important, guys, is you need to give your prospects more than one choice, if possible, okay? Because some people don't have Google accounts, right? So depending on the business, we'll look at it and we'll go, okay, what sort of business are you? And so we'll say something like, hey, if you don't have a Google account, just click on Trustpilot or something like that. Now, remember I talked before about burying all those negative reviews, okay, and getting rid of them, either getting rid of them by burying them or making sure that they don't actually turn up on Google in the first place, right? So actually negating the whole, you know, negative reviews, okay? So what happens with our forms is if they give you 1, 2, or 3 stars, okay, it doesn't take them to this review, this second page. It takes them back to the 3rd page, right? Where we actually take them to a feedback form to go, hey, I'm really sorry we didn't provide the service. I'm really sorry we fell short. Okay, give me your feedback. right? Now, this is called review gating. And if you don't do it properly, right, and Google finds out, they will ban your Google My Business account and you will lose all of your reviews, okay? So there's a lot of software out there that will actually get your Google My Business account banned, right? And you literally lose the testimonials that you've acquired over 5-10 years, right? So this is so important, guys, and you need to understand this stuff, right? So how you comply with Google's terms and conditions and guidelines is this little bottom fine print here, okay? That's all you have to put in, and some software doesn't allow for it, right? So if you wish to post your feedback publicly instead of addressing it privately, click here to leave a review. So you're still giving people the opportunity to give negative feedback on Google or Facebook, right? That's super important. Now, I talked before about why we ask for reviews the way that we do, all right? Why we actually ask for 3 things: facility, shop, product, service, okay? All of those things is because, okay, more SEO keywords in your reviews means better local SEO all around, okay? So if you can get your customers, like this is a Sparky, right? He's an electrician. And basically, you know, we're getting electrician venting, exhaust fans, plumbing, HVAC, right? Replace our heater, water main, electrical needs, plumbing, HVAC. If you get all these types of keywords in your reviews, right? Then when somebody types in electrician in this area, and you've got all of these keywords in the reviews as well as on your website, you'll rank higher, okay? Now, let's talk about strategy, okay? I'm doing okay for time. Now, when it comes to strategy, there's active and there's passive, okay? There's both, and I'm gonna show you a few strategies for active and passive strategies. Now, the question though, before we begin is, should you incentivize? This is a big question we always get. And the answer is, I'm not gonna tell you how to run your business, right? This is something that you have to decide as a business owner yourself. What I can tell you though, is it works, and basically you'll get a ton more reviews if you incentivize, but you got to do it tactfully and you got to do it the right way, okay? So let me give you some key hints here. If you're a B2B business, okay, the best way to incentivize by far is just to offer to exchange testimonials, okay? Don't ask your clients, especially your old lists. So if you've got an old email list that we start running a campaign with, right, don't go to somebody that's 6 months old or 12 months old and say, hey, can you give me a review or a testimonial, right? Go to them and say, hey, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get all my testimonials up, but what I want to do is I want to help you as well. So let's, are you open to exchanging testimonials, right? That works a lot better for B2B. Now, B2C, give away something that's low cost to you, but has high perceived value and desire for your customers, right? And I don't know what that is for your business. There's so many different ways you can do it. You can do competitions, you can do cashback, you can do discount vouchers, whatever that looks like, right? Again, it's something that we sit down and we talk through with our customers and our clients. So active strategy number 1 is get your old email list, right? And send an automated review generation campaign to your existing database, right? This is how we literally get hundreds of reviews straight away, right? So whenever we start working with a client, we go, okay, how big is your list, your email list that we can email, right? And we'll run a review campaign. Now, in order to do this properly, guys, you do need software, okay? You need all of your review forms already built out and all of your campaigns already built out. And then you just add certain people to certain campaigns, right? Now, the reason why you need software is because of this. When you're sending a review generation campaign to an older list, all right, sometimes you won't get the review on the first go. You need to actually, sometimes they'll give it to you on this follow-up, okay, or the email invitation that comes, you know, a week later, 2 weeks later, right? So sometimes it takes a few goes to actually get them to review you, okay? Now, the reason why you need software is because you need to know when that person's giving you a review so that you stop sending them invitations, right? There's nothing more, annoying than receiving more invitations after you've already done it, okay? Now, you need an auto stop feature, obviously, a feature that basically stops sending emails. You also need to be able to test and measure. So you need to be able to test what campaigns work, what doesn't. And then what you want to do is you want to be able to, tag okay, who's giving you what testimonial on what platform so that you can send different campaigns later on. So this is how you get Google reviews, and then a month or two later, you can get more reviews on product reviews or Trustpilot or whatever. Okay, so that's strategy number one. Active strategy number two, okay, is asking at the time of purchase or shortly afterwards. Okay, now when it comes to getting reviews from new customers, right? Remember what I talked about before, 66% of consumers will give you a review if they ask you, or if you ask them at the right time. Okay, so timing is everything when it comes to getting reviews. Now, you got to think about your business, and you got to think about when is the actual time of my customers' peak emotional satisfaction, right? When is the best time to ask them for a review? So I'll give you an example. If you're a car dealer, okay, would you ask for the review, okay, on their brand new car when they're driving out, right? It's not going to work. They're too busy enjoying their new car and their new toy. You might send that review 3 or 4 days later after they've taken delivery of the car. Okay. In fact, if you're a car dealer, I'd probably put together a couple of different ones where you get one, a review for the consultant or the salesperson, and then you also get one for the car, right? Now, if you're a mattress shop, okay, do you ask for the review on the mattress when they've bought it, or once it's been delivered, or once they've slept on it for a few days, right? Or a few nights. Okay, you got to think about these things, guys, and think about when is the best time to ask, right? So I'll give you some tips here. If you're a trade type business, the best time to ask for a review is during pack up, right? So your tradies are out there and they've just done the job. And you know, when they're packing up and they're cleaning up after themselves, right? What we do with all of our tradies is we create business cards with QR codes. And all we do is we train the tradie to say, hey, while I'm packing up, right, would you mind giving me some feedback on my service, right? Again, we're not saying give me a review, right? We're saying feedback. Can you rate me? That type of language, right? And the fact is your customers are sitting there waiting for them to go, waiting for them to pack up, right? So they got nothing else to do anyway. So it works really, really well. Now, if you're a retail business, brick and mortar business, you know, consulting business where you got like a physical location, then asking at the counter works really, really well. But again, there has to be some strategy behind it. Okay, you don't just say, hey, can you give me a Google review, right? You might say, hey, we're running this contest, or we're doing this, you know, promotion, or whatever it is. And then you ask at the counter. So active strategy number 3 is adding customers after you've serviced them. Okay, so some people, they just don't have the business where you can ask for the review, like physically ask. But what you can do is you can just add a customer after you've serviced them. So again, in order to do this properly, guys, you do need to have a campaign already set up. And then all you need to do is this. You add an email, okay? You add a name and an email, and then it's set and forget. So all you got to do is, okay, I'm going to add this name and this email to this campaign, and then everything else happens automatically. It should be that simple, okay? That's that particular strategy. Now, this is a passive and active strategy, okay? So the email signature link, this works really, really well. So with our software, we've got like a code, a snippet of code that you can just put into your email signature, and your email signature will then have this thing called, hey, can you give us a review, by selecting your rating below, okay? Something like that. Now, think about this. How many emails do you send per day, right? We send dozens, if not hundreds of emails per day. And out of all of those emails that we send, we've got all of these opportunities right in front of us, right? Where we've just serviced a client, they're loving us, you know, we've just given them some really good service, and they're really happy with us. At that point, how easy is it to just say, hey, you know, can you do me a favor, right? I'm trying to do this at the moment, and it would really help, you know, can we exchange testimonials, right? And if you've got an email link already set up, it's so easy just to add that little one-liner to go, hey, can you help me out? Just click on one of the stars below, right? And again, this will happen passively where you're not even asking, and people will go, okay, I'm really happy with this business, this service, this person, and they'll give you a review anyway. And then sometimes you can just, you know, request one. So let's get into some passive strategy, and then I'll finish up. So a passive strategy always requires a QR code, guys. Okay. So whether it's a business card, whether it's a flyer, whether it's a floor banner or a tabletop banner. So if you're a restaurant, okay, tabletop banners work really well. But again, you know, there's just so many different types of businesses. It's hard to just say, hey, you need to do it this way, right? But what works really well is waiting rooms, high traffic areas, okay, or bottleneck areas within your business. So if you're a retail shop, okay, the checkout line is a perfect place to put one of these posters or banners, right? I told you before about, you know, how we help the pharmacy, right? Waiting room, as they're sitting down waiting for their medicine, right? A poster with all of the pharmacists or the consultants, right? And QR code, okay? And obviously when they scan the QR code, it launches the review request form. Now, if you've got a really high traffic shop window, okay, and you're not utilizing QR code marketing, right, you're missing out on a ton of opportunity. Okay, so we've been doing QR code marketing for a while. So QR code marketing is not just about launching review landing pages, right, or review request forms. You can launch websites, landing pages. You can launch chatbots, right? We've launched heaps of chatbots through these types of QR codes. But again, just think about, you know, your business, the customer journey. Receipts work really well, right? If you're the sort of person that gives a receipt for every purchase, putting in a QR code on your receipt and having some sort of campaign works really well. You know, creating these customized QR codes works really well because they look really cool and people just want to scan them. So we can help you to create these sort of custom QR codes. Products, you can put QR codes on products. So guys, at the beginning of the presentation, right, we talked about how to generate 20 to 30 reviews every month on autopilot. Now, if you service around 50 to 60 customers a month, okay, and you implement everything that I've just shown you, you will get 20 to 30 Google reviews every single month, okay? And in doing so, you'll start to attract a lot more customers that are ready to buy right now, all right? So again, the statistics are around 50%, right? So 50, 60 customers should equal around 20 to 30 reviews if you implement all of these strategies. Now, once you do, okay, the goal isn't just to get more reviews and go, okay, cool, I've hit my 50 reviews, I'm satisfied, right? The goal is to become that business, right? The most reviewed, the most trusted business in your industry. Because when you become this business, you will get all of the traffic that comes for free through Google, all of those clicks that I showed you before, right? You'll start to steal traffic from your competitors' keywords, right? Because you'll show up and you'll be the one with the most amount of reviews and ratings. So our goal is, guys, I want to see you become the #1 choice on Google. Okay, so if you become this business, Waterview Hotel, and you've got 758 reviews, right? You will just look so much better than all of your competition. Okay, so the goal is to actually just become #1, not just become #1, but stay #1, right? Most reviewed, most trusted, most inquiries. Okay. Now, once you get all of these reviews, all right, and once you start generating all of these reviews, what do you actually do with them? Okay. Don't just leave them on Google for them to go stale and to collect dust, right? Because reviews on Google, reviews on product, product reviews or Trustpilot, they only work on those platforms if your customers are on those platforms, right? What we want to do is we want to take all of those amazing testimonials, all those amazing reviews that you've got, and we want to utilize it to increase conversions on your website and to market those testimonials on your social media channels, right? So this is the display strategy that I talked about, right? The marketing strategy side of review marketing and reputation management. So the old way of utilizing testimonials site is what this looks like, okay? It's having all of your testimonials in just one fixed location of your website, okay? That's the old way of doing things. And we still recommend that you do that, right? It's good to have a section where you've got your testimonials. The problem with this strategy though, okay, and this old way of doing it is the social proof only works when your customers are on that particular part of the website, on that page of the website. As soon as your website visitors scroll away to another page or another section of the website, you no longer have the power of social proof marketing working for you to increase your conversions, right? So again, the old way of doing it. The new way of utilizing your testimonials is by using a floating expandable widget that follows your website visitors around. Okay, so wherever they go on your website, this little widget follows them around. Okay, and always sort of just putting their hand up and going, hey, you know, I've got a lot of testimonials, read me, right? It's following them around so that your testimonials are only one click away wherever they are on your website. This is the much better way of using testimonials, okay, on your website. And then what happens is, so this little widget follows them around, but as soon as you click on it, okay, it expands out and it shows your website visitors all of your testimonials across all of your platforms. Okay, really powerful stuff. So literally, like, they can read all of your reviews from Facebook, Google, Trustpilot, and whatnot. The other way that you want to utilize your testimonials, guys, is through what we call a wall of love. Okay. Now, the old way of doing wall of love is literally, hey, call up your website developer and go, hey, I got this new testimonial. I'd love to put it on my website. Can you do that for me? Really clunky, right? That's the old way of doing things. If you've got a good software, okay, basically it's just literally a snippet of code on your website. And then whenever you get a new testimonial, it automatically syncs with the software and your website. So whenever you get a new testimonial, it just shows up on your website, okay, automatically. All happens on autopilot, okay? And what you want is you want to showcase all of your testimonials from all of your platforms. So Facebook, Google, Trustpilot, Yelp, you know, TripAdvisor, whatever platform. And you want to showcase all of that in real time, okay, as it happens, right? So that's called the wall of love. And then the last thing is you want to be able to share your testimonials, okay? And again, you don't want to manually do this, right? It's actual real hard work. What you want is you want to be able to have a piece of software that it just happens automatically, where you go, okay, I choose these types of testimonials, and on this day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock or midday, I want to showcase and I want to post this particular testimonial, right? Posting testimonials is one of the best things that you can do on social media, right? It really helps with conversions. So yeah, automatically post and share your testimonials on, you know, Facebook, LinkedIn, and whatnot. So guys, I don't have time to actually go through our software. Dale, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'd just love to just go through this about some really good questions that are here. So can we just fire through some questions and then we'll talk about the software?
Yep.
That'd be great. All right. Just let's go. So jumping back to before, we had a question around the Google snippet. So how can you get that? Remember that one listing at the top that had the number of reviews there? That was
so there's 3 ways to do it, and your business still has to comply with Google's terms and conditions for Google to show it to you. But one of the best ways is to prove to Google that you're worthy of it, right? So if you can get 100 testimonials in a 12-month period, right, that will go a long way to actually getting that snippet. And so you still have to apply for it. So you've got to apply to Google to get it. There's other ways of doing it. So we're working on like a plugin at the moment on our software that basically allows you to just check a box, and then it will just do all of the work for you. So it'll apply to Google, and hopefully you'll get approved, and then boom, you'll start getting that snippet as part of your listing.
Okay. And if you're getting that many now, how do you apply to Google for that?
Yeah, so you basically apply to Google through your Google My Business account.
Okay, got it. So that's in the back end there.
There's a bit to it, Dale. Like, it's very hard to answer. It's a bit of a technical. There's like 3 different technical ways to do it.
Okay, maybe people can just reach out to you if that.
Reach out to me. Yeah, reach out to me. I'll send like a full, full thing on it. But I mean, you can Google it as well. It's not. It's not.
You just need to be getting.
It's not a secret. It's like, how do I get my Google snippet to come up on my website, right? And there's heaps of articles on how to do it.
Yeah, but you want to be getting 100 testimonials first within that 12-month period to sort of be eligible. So focus on that first.
That'll go a long way.
Then what about mobile businesses that don't have a fixed location but offer like services for a large area? Example, Southeast Queensland. Like, should you list your address? Should you not list your address? What would you recommend there?
Our strategy for that, honestly, and this is a very, very unknown strategy, right? And not many people are doing this. But if you service a massive location, then you really should have multiple Google My Businesses, right? Because what do people type in? They type in plumbers near me, right? Florists near me, accountants near me, whatever they type in, right? That's, I mean, Google suggests those words. So if you want a larger geographical area, you go, okay, so I'm servicing this area. I'm getting heaps of traffic from this area, but I also want to service and get heaps of traffic from this area, right? And I'm not getting any inquiries from this location or these suburbs, right? So you actually then plant another Google My Business account in that location where you want the business. And then you'll start getting inquiries from all of those customers in that geographical location as well. And then you just have the same website, okay? But it's just a different address, right? So to answer your question, which was, do I address? Absolutely. Absolutely include your address.
And would that would sort of split though your Google reviews? So in Lisa's case,
it will, yeah, it will, yeah. So it's a strategy, but again, it's like we want to focus on one location first. Like if we have, like for instance, the Healthy World Pharmacy, right? They've got like 7 locations all over Brisbane. So we focus on, you know, maybe one location first, right? If you've got like multiple locations, you might go, well, look, I'm doing okay with this one, so let's focus on getting more reviews for this location. So again, there has to be a consultation. There has to be some strategy behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no reason why you can't get heaps of testimonials everywhere, but you will be splitting them. Absolutely.
At least it can start with Brisbane, then do Gold Coast, and then, you know, Sunshine Coast.
It's wherever you want the most amount of inquiries, right? Like you might have a location where you can charge a lot more because they're a more affluent area, and you know you can quote higher. Then you might want to focus on that area, right? First, and get heaps of traffic from there. And then once that's humming, then start focusing on other areas.
Okay, we might just find and unmute Lisa, just because she had another question as well, and we can have Lisa talk directly to Quan. So, yeah. Lisa, if you can just unmute. There was another question as well about can you link to another site to capture reviews? I'm in the wedding industry. Do you want to quickly explain that? And Quan will help you. Go for it.
Yep, Lisa.
Sorry, can you hear me?
All ears.
Hang on. I don't think my microphone's working. Sorry, I was set up.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go for it.
Maybe Lisa's muted. She can't hear us.
All right. We might just wait until Lisa jumps back in.
Any other questions?
Yeah, quick one from Melissa. How do you get people to put in the keywords that you want into their reviews?
You can't. You can only suggest.
Yeah.
So the answer to that is, you know how I showed you the copywriting part of requesting for feedback? That's why you never say something really generic like, hey, can you share your experience? You never just say, can you share your experience? So many businesses, I've looked at so many review request forms from other businesses that come to me, and it's like, hey, would you share your experience? If you ask something very generic like that, you might just get had a great experience, right? And you don't get any of those keywords. That's why you actually suggest. So you say, what problem did you have? How did we provide the solution? And what's your outlook? What's your outcome now? Right.
So for example,
those 3 things, and then you get people to think and then go, okay, cool. So that's the sort of answer he's looking for. Right. So it's all about suggestion, but you can't make somebody type in a keyword. You can only, you know, gently push them and draw them.
So for example, Alyssa does like wedding cakes. So what sort of like description would you say there to try and get people to say put in wedding cakes or birthday cakes into the description?
So wedding cakes would be obviously the timing of when you ask would be really important. But you could ask for how was your experience? What was the range? What did you think of the range of cakes? Okay. What did you think of the flavor? Right. What did you think of the cake maker? If they're actually consulting with the cake maker, you know, how did your guests like the cake? There's all these different ways of actually asking, right? And so whatever your keyword is, so we have to actually start with the end in mind. So we go, okay, what's the key word that we want to get inside the review, right?
Yep.
Once we understand what those keywords are that you want inside the review, then we just work backwards.
Okay. Next question comes from Debbie. I heard that Google reviews are weighted higher if people are not giving the review not at the location of the premises. Is that true, or have you not heard that before?
I don't know. I think a Google review is a Google review.
Okay.
In terms of weighting, right? Weighting I know weighting is like, if you've just got a 5-star review with no actual text and somebody just goes 5 stars and hit send, that has very little weight. But if you've got like a 5-star review and a very long testimonial, then that holds a lot more weight, right? In terms of how you rank and where you rank and whatnot.
All right, great. We're going to talk about the CRM system that Quan was talking about in just a moment. QR codes. How can I set up a QR code? We have covered sort of that before. There's actually a feature that's built into the software, or there's other services like one that I use called QR Code Monkey, I think it is.
QR Code Monkey, yeah, there's heaps of them. We have our own, but we've also built it inside as well. So when you create the review request form or the landing page, there's a QR code that actually gets created with that form. Right. Okay. So basically all you got to do is print out or download that QR code, put it on a flyer or business card, and then it'll just launch that specific form.
Beautiful. Now, when you're talking about that sort of like widget that is reminding people to check out our reviews, can you decide which reviews they see? You obviously only want to show the good ones. And if you had one of those walls, for example, if someone gives you a bad review, will it pop onto the wall automatically?
That's just you. Yeah, that's just you saying only 1-star reviews on my website.
Yep. So you
so
can.
It's literally just a choice. You go, okay, minimum 4 stars is my choice, right? And then software will only then show 4 and 5-star reviews.
Yeah,
right?
that's very cool.
The thing with software, guys, and really good software is that you can do so much more. Like you can tag your testimonials. You go, okay, so if I provide 5 types of services, right? If I do financial planning, home loans, accounting, and bookkeeping, right? And I've got all those services. Then you can actually tag specific testimonials to do with those services and then showcase them on the right pages of your website. So tagging testimonials, comes into play. There's so much strategy behind this.
And Debbie's asked, instead of the wall of love page, can you have it as a small section on the web page and just show a couple at a time?
Absolutely. You can go, okay, I only want to do, you can do 3 next to each other. You can do them as a grid. There's different ways of doing that as well. And again, tagging the testimonial and going, okay, I want to put these types of testimonials as a grid on this page, right? So there's all that sort of stuff as well.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so we'll do another quick round of questions, but thanks so much for just sharing all these great principles. And you can do a lot of it yourself within your CRM system, or there's this awesome sort of tool that sort of does a lot of the hard work for you. Now, the purpose of this class was purely to deliver great value and awesome training. But it just, if you, not necessarily to promote a product, but if you do want to get it done faster and have more variety about what testimonials are displayed and have the widgets and all that type of stuff, the wall of love, then this is exactly what Testify is all about. And if you think about if it can move the needle by 2% or 5% in terms of swinging people in your favor, that could be worth you tens of thousands or some of you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I think it's a very small price to pay. But Quan, just run us through Testified and what it actually does. What parts of this can it kind of automate, and then people can make up their own mind whether this is for them or not. Go for it.
Cool. So look, I'm not here to promote software or our own product. One thing I will cover, which is really important, is a lot of people, one of the main questions we get is, where should I focus getting testimonials? Okay, so some people are focusing on product reviews or Trustpilot, realestate.com, Google, Facebook. And the question or the answer to that is always Google. Okay, so we get this question all the time. Oh, should I focus on product reviews or getting testimonials on Google or whatever? Because Google will get you the traffic, it'll get you the inquiry, and it will actually boost your business. Like it will actually move the needle. So if you think about like Google means traffic, right? More inquiries and more sales. Other platforms like Product Review or Trustpilot, they help with conversions, right? So that's when people have already found you and they've gone, okay, I'm thinking about buying this product, but I want to know what other people say about the product. So that's when they go to Product Review, and Product Review and those types of websites, it's more about conversions. Google means more business, right? So always focus on Google first. Now, in terms of our software, basically, we're building it to be more than just reputation management, right? So there's a fair bit of reputation management software out there. Some are good, some are bad, right? But what we want to do is we've looked at the landscape and we've gone, okay, it's great to just have reputation management, right? But at the end of the day, like once you've got the review, then the software becomes irrelevant if you've gotten the review on Google and then on Facebook and Trustpilot. You know, we want the software to be so much more than just reputation management. Okay, how can we create software that's actually going to help a local business or a business really move the needle? So what we're doing, guys, over the next few months is we're going to create 5 software in one. So you're actually going to get a software like Podium, right? The reputation management side, where you're getting the reviews, you're automating everything, you're displaying it on your website, social media marketing, all of that. But we're also building it out to be MailChimp Lite. Okay, so literally, if you don't have like a massive automation needs and complex flows and all of that, our software will basically replace MailChimp, right, or a light version of it. But then there's also the SMS marketing side, right? We want to be able to have our customers, put all of their your clients into the CRM, and then basically be able to use it as an SMS software, okay, as well. And then what we haven't built out is these two on the bottom. So it's the Survey Monkey and the Referral Candy. So obviously there's a lot of survey type of software around. And so we looked at it and go, okay, why can't we just add, a survey feature to what we've already got? Okay, so that's coming as well. And then the referral side of it. Okay, referral marketing is huge. And so having a software that can not just get you the reviews and send text messages and do emails, but to be able to send surveys afterwards or, do referral marketing tool, it's going to save people a ton of money, right? So again, our software does a lot already, but we want to keep adding more value, right? So in a few months, it'll be all of these things rolled into the one. So basically we have like 3 different tiers, right? So our pricing strategy is do it yourself, okay? So which is $69 per month per location. Then we have a done for you service because we're an agency, foremost. So we're an agency, we're not just software, right? And so we charge $99 if you have multiple locations, right? So if you're giving us like 5 locations, 2 locations, 3 locations, then we charge $99 USD per month per location. If you've only got 1 location, right, it's still a fair bit of work for us. So for single locations, we charge $149 USD per month, done for you. Okay, so this is you getting a testimonial marketing specialist for your business, working for your business pretty much full time, right? And running all of your campaigns and all of that for you. So there's do it yourself and then there's done for you. So that's really the pricing model that we've got. Again, I won't go into the software. I just wanted to sort of highlight what it's going to do, what it can do right now, but also what it's going to do in the very near future.
Mic on? Yeah, beautiful.
And yeah, so I'm done, Dale. I think I've kept to my time. I think you gave me an hour and 10.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Quan. Let's give Quan a big round of applause. Really appreciate it. Nice work.
One thing I will say is if you want to learn more, if you want us to create a customized strategy for your business, if you want to see, a version of your custom branded review request forms, you can just scan this QR code. It'll open up to like a 6-question form. And then all you got to do, it's like literally 2 minutes, right? So scan that QR code, fill out the form, and then we'll be able to create like a customized strategy for your business. And I'll do that for free for all of the Business Blueprint members that obviously come through this QR code. And then I'll even create you a review request form so that you can look at it and see how it works for your business.
Beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to go through some, we're sort of, if you need to rush off now, that's fine. But considering we've got Quan, I'd just like to do another 10 minutes of Q&A. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask Quan directly, just type in question, please, into the chat right now. We're going to find you, unmute you. You can talk directly to Quan. We'll try to keep the answers pretty tight. And so we'll get through maybe 5 to 10 questions within the next 10 minutes. So if you have a question, just type into the chat, question, please. Mark Ryan said, will you have a white label version of your service? So maybe you guys can connect because Mark's got a awesome kind of following in terms of the medical sort of space, and so I think that yeah, you guys should definitely chat. Okay.
The answer is yes. Yes, we will have a white labeled version that other agencies can use, and other companies can use if that's what they want to do, right?
Okay.
But remember, guys, review marketing is work, right? It's obviously adding a service to your business, and it requires work, and it requires a bit of a marketing brain to get it right? All the copywriting, the strategy, and all of that. So make sure that if you do white label it, you're going to be able to deliver for your clients.
Beautiful. Okay, so Stephanie has asked, does the business response to the does the business response to the review have any weighting in Google? Should we aim to include keywords to help it rank better, or it doesn't matter?
Really, really good question. Absolutely. And this is where even negative reviews can serve your business, right? Because if you get a negative review and then you respond, right, what you're showing your online visitors is that you're a real person, you're a real business, and that you actually care, right? So whether it's a positive review or a negative review, you you must respond, okay, to those testimonials and those reviews. Okay, because what will happen, you're not doing it just for that person, you're doing it for the next person that's reading that review, right? And so the software will allow you to not just, you don't have to then go into Google and then, reply in Google, and then go to Facebook and reply in Google, in Facebook. We're going to have a feature built out where you've got all of your platforms connected, and then you just reply to all of your testimonials, all of your reviews from the one interface. It'll make it a lot easier.
Okay, beautiful. Can we unmute Angela Vassallo, please? And then we'll also get ready to unmute Alyssa as well. But Angela, if you're there, we'll unmute you, and you're now speaking with Quan. You can ask your question. Go for it.
Thanks, Quan. Thanks, Dal. Hi, Quan. Great presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I actually own 2 restaurants, Vasco's Char Grilled Chicken. And what we've noticed lately, we've just opened the second restaurant, is that we have had a couple of people leave these 1-star reviews. And what I've actually just was there the other day, and somebody left a 1-star review saying that they waited 40 minutes for chicken. Yep. And I was like, well, I was there all day. No one waited 40 minutes for chicken. This is ridiculous. So I got on how to look at him. And then I realized what he had done. He put 5 stars on the competition of the chicken shop down the road.
Yep.
And then he had done, with other people, he had done a 1-star review. And I saw these other people, and it was like maybe an accounting firm or something else and something else. And these people wrote back saying, I'm really sorry to hear that you feel that way. However, we can't seem to find you in our system. What day did you actually come in? And we'd like to obviously get to the bottom of it, not saying it didn't happen. So I've been replying to a couple of people like this.
Yes.
I was there all day. We have a system where nobody waits for 40 minutes for chicken. It's literally unheard of. We let our customers know it would be 20 minutes max. So I've been replying back to these people, and then now I've got my VA just reporting a couple of the 1-star reviews that I can see that are just dodgy. So is that what you would recommend?
It's a dirty tactic that they're using on you, Angela. It's fake reviews, but in the opposite direction, right? So some people go for fake reviews to get 5-star reviews. That's your competition, right? Giving you negative reviews. It's a dirty tactic, but people use it, right? You got to call people out on that. So if you've known that your competition has got a 5-star review, right? And it's the same person, and then they've gone and given you a 1-star review, I'd actually put that in the reply. I'd call them out. And I'd say, hey, James, I noticed that you've actually given our competitor down the road a 5-star review, right? And you've given us a 1-star review all on the same day, because Google shows you what day, or 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago, it'll actually show you the time of when they left the review. So you can basically call them out on it and go, hey, I've noticed you've done this for that person down the road, and then you've given me a negative review, and just show the people that are going to read that review that it's actually a fake review. Because people aren't stupid, right? If you respond that way, they're going to go, oh, that's obviously a fake review. But call them out on the timing as well. Go, hey, I've noticed you did it literally on the same day. Like, who buys charcoal chicken twice on the same day from 2 different people? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Use whatever Google gives you to obviously at your to your advantage.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks.
But you can actually go to Google as well and go, this is a fake review. I can prove it, and then show them the thing, and then Google will take it off.
Okay, that's what we've done.
And they may even penalize your competitor for playing this dirty tactic, because Google wants to be a trusted platform, right? They don't want people pulling dirty tricks and all of that. So these people that are doing stuff like that, obviously there's something wrong with them, that they feel like they have to do that. But I'd call them out on it, and your competitor might even get penalized.
Okay.
But just show Google all the proof.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So Alyssa had a quick question here. I can probably just read it out. Can you have your Google reviews go to your Facebook account without using the software, or do they have to post it themselves to Facebook?
Oh, yeah. So there's no such thing. Yeah. So you actually, that's why we have the 2 buttons. And that's why we'll run multiple campaigns. So obviously get the Google review first, or get the review where it matters the most. If you're doing heaps of business through your Facebook page, right, and that's where most of your business comes from, let's focus on recommendations inside of Facebook first. But yeah, the answer is no, right? What you can do is you can run campaigns that are like, hey, I noticed you gave me a review or a testimonial, right? And I've copied it here for you. Can you do me a favor? Just copy it and then paste it into Facebook for me. And then just have a button where it takes them straight to Facebook. All they have to do, like, remember, people just want to click, right? They don't want to have to type. So if you can make it as easy as possible for them just to highlight, copy, click a button, and then paste, right? It's literally 4 clicks. And if you make it easy, that's why we try and remove all the hurdles, all the friction. And then you'll be able to get that Google review onto your Facebook by doing it that way.
Okay, awesome. There's a quick question, which is a little bit interesting. So there is someone that has a farm with an online business. We want more business for the online business, but we don't want necessarily people, I'm guessing, coming onto their farm, coming onto their property to buy what they have. So how do you kind of benefit from location search, but push people to your website? Yeah,
so that's a hard one. That's a hard one, because you want to show people that you've got a physical location, right? You can actually put it in your Google My Business listing. You know you don't, like, you know how I showed you the directions. Just leave the directions out of it, and leave the actual. You may be able to do a PO box. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But that's a really tricky one, right? Because yeah, it's like you don't know what people are going to do. You know, They might just rock up if you've got a location. That's a hard one. I'd have to sort of think through what we would do in that particular situation. Yeah, it's going to take me a little while to figure that one out, I think.
Thanks, Quan. So we're going to start to wrap up now. Want to say massive big thank you to you for presenting such great content yet again. You've done a number of sessions for us over the past 12 months. LinkedIn is another area that Quan is an expert at. So I would just put his name into the members area and watch everything that Quan has ever done for us, because it always is awesome. Now, a couple of other suggestions. If you I would definitely connect with Quan on LinkedIn and also on Facebook as well. Send him a friend request. I'm sure if he sees that you're a Business Blueprint member as well, he will accept you. And then just have a relationship with Quan. And when you're ready to then use his software, just reach out to him and say, hey, I'm ready. Can you get me hooked up? And in fact, you've got your mobile number there. Maybe we'll just make sure that you do a quick screenshot of that. Mobile number is on the screen right now. We've got email address as well, and you can scan to get more information as well. So we'll make sure that all of that is available to people as well. Quan, anything more you want to say? How do people get in touch with you if they want to get started now with the software, or they just have maybe 1 or 2 very quick questions that they'd love some help with?
So guys, just reach out to me. I mean, I'm all over everywhere, right? LinkedIn, Facebook Messenger. A lot of business, Blueprint members just reach out through Facebook Messenger. I always scour the Facebook group as well. So feel free, guys, to pick my brain. I've got a pretty good one. So I'm always happy to share my knowledge and my, expertise and my experience. But if you want to get in touch with me in terms of getting a strategy for Google reviews, the best thing to do is just scan that QR code, answer a couple of questions on the form, because then that'll tell me what sort of business you are, where you need to focus and all of that. But otherwise, just reach out, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you just type in my name into the Facebook group, phone number, I make myself really available to all Business Blueprint members. So any platform that you're comfortable with, okay, use that one to reach out.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Time for us to wrap up now. One more time, let's give Quan a big round of applause for giving such great value yet again. Thank you. All right. Well done, everyone. Congratulations on being here for another Workshop Wednesday. It is now time for us to wrap. I'll be back later today for Dale Direct. So if you're a Platinum member, you get direct access to me. You can ask me any question you want. I'm here to help you. We finish it Friday, coming up on Friday as well. And then we'll be back next week to do it all again, to take our business to the next level. So time to wrap up right now. Thanks again, Quan. Well done, everyone. We'll see you again soon.